Welcome back to the live stream series of Activate Your Prosperous Life. We're having so much fun here. We're going so deep and we're going into topics that are blocking your prosperity. We're going into topics that are creating prosperity for you. And I'm sharing the wisdom of the featured speakers from the summit. When you join the summit, you can register for free. You get access to their full interview and their free gifts, and you'll get deeper information. You'll be able to go into the interview multiple times for 24 hours if you want to. Today is day one, the first day of the summit released into your email if you are watching and you already are registered. So I'm really excited to hear from you, and feel free to reply to those emails to me and tell me what you think about the speakers, if you need to connect with them deeper, or how can I guide you more towards them. We're going to go talk about participation. Participation is prosperity. So why showing up activates receiving? And I've been noticing, lots of people are registering, but some people aren't participating fully. There's lots of times when you've signed up for something and you don't show up. That's okay. Maybe it wasn't for you, but there's something there. There's a block there. Why did you sign up but then not show up? Why did you go on to the Zoom or the networking event and then not show your camera? Why did you not engage? There's a block there that is blocking the visibility and is blocking the results that you're seeking. And I want to bring that into discussion today. And Robert, we're going to go counterclockwise today. Robert, you're the hidden energy guy. You see these traps that we set ourselves up for and blind spots. Tell us about you, and why do we do this? Why do we hide sometimes?
Yeah, I'm all about identifying where we lose energy, basically. And, I really support entrepreneurs deal with exhaustion. And if you don't deal with exhaustion, then it's going to cost you your relationships, your business, and your health. And so, well, to tie that into our topic today, I'll just keep it really simple. Um, Showing up. If you sign up for something and don't show up, what happens? You curtail your energy. Period. It's like you completely lose, and these are opportunities that come and go and do not come back again. It is all about showing up. Again, it's a energy drain when you have the intention of doing something and don't follow through and show up.
I'm
It's even,
totally with you.
I have, and I don't even get upset about that, but it happens often when I have an appointment with somebody wherever in town, live meeting, cafe, and they don't show up. Maybe they didn't even call up to let me know, hey, listen, I can't make it. Again, I don't mind because, like I said in one of the other previous live shows we had, I said, I'm always in the right place in the right time, involved in the right activity with the right people. So if they don't show up, pay attention because I'm there, I'm showing up. So now there's an increase of my commitment, which will bring to me something spontaneous, a beautiful meeting that was completely unexpected. But for the other person, it's an energy drain, you know. So I don't even, wish that upon them, but that is what happens. And people will stop taking you serious.
Yeah, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Kelsey, what do you tell us about you and what your thoughts are on this? How is not showing up leaking energy or getting in your way of prosperity?
Right. Yeah. I think, how we show up is visible. People are paying attention. They're noticing us. They might still be, thinking of themselves or their own stories, but they notice how you make them feel. They notice how you are in a room. They notice if there's like a shift or a change in them when they're around you. And then they also notice the opposite. Like if it does feel like leaking energy, or as Robert was saying, if it's an energy drain on them, and they're paying attention. So if you're at an event or at a networking group or, just in one of your own communities, people are watching you and not not with any sort of intent, but just when we're out, we notice other people and how they are. And I find, as I mentioned in one of our other talks, people are always coming up to me and sharing their life stories if I'm just looking for milk in a grocery store or, passing them on the sidewalk because they notice something that makes them feel safe and like that they can open up and share with me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. Melody, what do you notice about participation and going all in on what you want for getting the results?
Hello.
We can't hear you, Melody.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know what's happening here. I'm having malfunctions. Well, this new era we're in is about taking action, and we are co-creating, but you need to take that step and take that first action and actually showing up in your authenticity and your authentic self. And, if you're not showing up and you signed up and then it's like a contraction, and like Robert said, of your energy, it's like a withdrawing your energy. And we want to expand. We want to open our hearts. You're going to find so many connections and like amazing, who knows, limitless possibilities with this seminar and this series. So connecting with people, you really want to be present. You want to show up. You have to be visible. That's like the main kind of feature. And like people are going to attract to you and, your frequency, your vibe attracts your tribe, all that. You really got to be present and there. And it is a energy leak if you're not fulfilling your contract or you're taking action, but then you withdraw from it. And it's just,
yeah. And I've done it before. I've registered for things and then it didn't work out and I didn't go. But how did it get in my way? Maybe I missed, you don't know the consequences of that decision. Like you registered for a reason, for whatever it was you registered for, but then you didn't follow through because maybe resistance showed up or you didn't feel confident. Adriana, what do you think?
Yeah, there's no accidents, but there's also a lot of timelines happening and navigating from your choices in every moment. So anyways.
Yeah. We're going to come back to you. Adriana, how does confidence play into this?
For me, confidence is something that, like we discussed this a while ago, is that the confidence is something that comes after. First of all, you just throw yourself into something and then you figure it out. At least that's my motto in life recently. And my personal opinion from my life too, because like you said, Jennifer, there's so many times I sign up to so many things because I want to do this and this and this. And I'm like, like the squirrel is everywhere. I want to be everywhere, but I can't be everywhere in the same time. So I had to pick and choose the places I want to spend my energy and my time. And I can tell you from my own experience of my clients that people don't show up because they actually, when you show up, they will have to make some decisions. Because surround yourself with amazing human beings like this, that they are a proof, they are a mirror to you that whatever they did, you can do. Now you have to face your own self and says like, now I have the opportunity to make some decisions in my life, but I don't want to, because I always said resistance is the sister of growth. Whatever you want to grow, to put yourself in environments to grow, you will definitely get the resistance that comes with it. So you better embrace it. I think that's how I see it in today's day. And the right people, they're going to show up. And the ones that are not ready or they don't think they're ready, they will show up later when it's probably a little bit too late for them.
I love it. I love it. Brenda Lees, tell us what your thoughts and about you.
So when I see people that are constant watchers, that for me equals neutral energy. When I see people participating and showing up and like being in the camera visible, that for me is a signal that they're ready to take action, right? That they're active. And when you're doing self-work or when you're really trying to transform your life, when you are transforming your life, you realize that action is one of the most important things that you need to do, because action delivers the message to your mind that you're ready and you're serious about it. I often tell people we are constantly asking the universe to show us the path. We're constantly asking the God or praying or source, give me the help that I need. And when opportunities show up, because that's how things get solved through other people, when things do show up in your life, if you don't take the action, if you don't show up fully, the message that you're delivering to the universe, to God, to everyone is, I'm not ready for this. So showing up fully equals, I'm ready for this. So neutral energy says maybe, participation says I'm available, and prosperity responds to participation.
I love how you put it. You give us a formula and it make it so simple. You make it so simple. Robin, tell us what you think about showing up and participating. And think you're here, you're participating. I love it.
I know, I'm like,
you joined the live streams. Yoo-hoo!
We're here. Showing up and taking action. It's interesting. So I, in this room, I feel like I can talk about human design, because I think a lot of people are familiar with that system. And me being a mental projector, I joke that I'm top heavy. Like, I'm just always in my head and thinking and strategizing and planning and taking the vision and formulating it into some kind of plan that so often that can be my default, where I stay stuck in that strategic planning space. But it really only is through taking action and taking steps towards something that you actually can gather the data that you need to adjust and rework the strategy and all of that. So I love that, another projector. And the same goes for my clients. Like, I've been in the brand and marketing space and sales and business and entrepreneurship for, I don't even know now. My own business, actually, it's almost my 10-year entrepreneurial anniversary in a few weeks. I know, that's wild. And so not only can I say this from my perspective, but I can say this from having been supporting business owners and leaders and entrepreneurs for 10 years through my business. And then beyond that, is we always tend to assume that we know what needs to happen, or we assume that we know what our clients need and want, or we assume that this thing that I learn about marketing, if I implement it, it will work. And then you take action towards it, and a lot of times it doesn't, or you have to pivot, or you have to readjust. And so I think now I'm realizing there's so much value in not like move fast, break things, but take a minute to stop and assess where you're going and start moving in that direction, and keep your eye on the greater vision, but be willing to adjust over time, because that is the best, I think, a most powerful way to learn. Like, let's just gather data quickly so that we can continue to work towards the greatest plan and vision that we have.
And we have to participate to gather the data. Yeah. Melissa.
From the sidelines.
Yeah, you can't do it by the sidelines, no. Melissa, add some of your wisdom to the conversation.
Hi, everyone. I'm dropping in and I'm thinking about my own participation and what that means to me. This past year, my word for the year in 2025 was enthusiastic consent. And it was so interesting what I became super aware of. Like, it's this idea, right, that I choose the things that are my full hell yes, and only that. And I would say, even after a year of having that be a very direct focus, I probably am like 35% of my day-to-day is my full hell yes. And I became so aware of how many like micro decisions are presented to me all day long, every day. I live in a family with 6 in my home. I have 4 children. I run a business. I run multiple branches and things that I'm doing in my business. I'm a president of a nonprofit. All my kids are like super engaged in activities and things. I mean, I'm like going all the time. And I think about like, how do we choose? How do we choose? How do we really drop in and go, is this actually in service of my full hell yes? And at this stage, I've been an entrepreneur for 8 years, and I get invitations to summits and podcasts and things all the time. And I've had my seasons of saying yes to everything. And I'm in a season of like, I really, really am very discerning about what I say yes to. Coming into this summit for me was about like, I want to be in the frequency of prosperity, and I want the universe to know that, and I want myself to know that, and I want to emanate that and be in that magnetism. And what I've learned is that if we are scattered in what we are saying yes to, we lose our magnetism. It's like there's no space for people to feel that pull to say, oh, like I want to lean in and see what's going on with that person and see what they're doing, or see what's going on with that prosperity summit or whatever. We lose the space to feel into that. So I think I would just encourage people to feel in, like, be more discerning, give it a little bit more time. And my word of the year this year is pleasure. And it's just a continuation of enthusiastic consent. Absolutely. Because again, there's so many things going in my world right now. And I would love to just increase my percentage of things that are like, no, I said yes to that, not unconsciously, but consciously, because it's deeply pleasurable for me. That's why I'm saying yes to the thing. And that's why I'm here on this Prosperity Summit.
Awesome. Awesome. I love your share, and such a great story. And I know you relate to a lot of people. A lot of people have kids and sports and activities and all the calls that keep you busy. Del, I'm really curious about your take on it. I don't know why, but we're echoing. I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. Am I coming through okay to everybody? Awesome. Such genius on this call. I'm not so sure what I can add. I'll try to give it my take and my spin. I love this particular topic, participation is prosperity, why showing up activates receiving, because it has the two key components. One is showing up, and the other is participation. And I think there's a big difference between the two. We can just show up, right? And we can sort of kind of phone it in. We can kind of go through the motions, right? But that's not going to activate your prosperity. What's going to activate your prosperity is actual participation. It's being there. It's being present. It's diving in. To me, prosperity is dynamic, and it's a contact sport. And it's the participation by which you get that contact. So don't just show up, but actually participate. And that's when your prosperity will come through.
I love it, Del. Short and sweet, to the point. And then while you were saying that, I was like, it's like a tic-tac-toe board here. It is a game we're playing here. Like, I'm going to start going diagonal. All of my speakers that I've invited, there's 30 plus speakers, but I can only host so many on the live streams. And this is a full house for you every day. They are showing up, and I'm so blessed. And I really, I know they're showing up because I'm showing up. I'm participating fully in this 100%. I'm going all in on this. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This is my element. This is my jam, creating stages. And something I've been working for a long time. Singing into the hairbrush when I was 5 years old. That's how long I've been working on this. And I've always been the type of, when I'm getting coached in group coaching, I'm the one, I've always sat at the front of the class. I'm always the one who's participating. And it pays off. It pays off. Even when I don't even know what to ask, I can come up with a question because I want to participate. Like I will let somebody else go first, and then, okay, now I have a question. That's just who I am. That's just who I am. But maybe that's who the type of people you need to hang out with to start participating. You hang out with more people who are participating because you get real comfortable. You borrow our confidence. You borrow our magnetism even. because you start to feel magnetic when you're around us. I know I feel magnetic around these people. Robert, back to the hidden energy trap. So every speaker, I'm going to tell you their talk title, and you can come in deeper and get into the VIP still here and register for the summit. I'll tell you at the end. But Robert, the hidden energy trap is your talk title. Let's go deeper. What's another hidden energy trap to prosperity and participation and showing up?
I was talking to my wife about prosperity. Actually, it was very interesting. You know, are we in alignment? You know, I could be completely up there energetically, and she might be going, God, I feel this scarcity, and we haven't gone on vacation for 2 years. You know, okay, hold it. Energy trap right there. You know, so that's one thing. But I also had to think, you know, this really is also applicable to every single area of your life. To show up for my child. We were going to go ice skating with him here, and I was working till much too late. We went there, but they were already closed in the afternoon. And I just saw the disappointment in his face. And I said, well, wait a minute, let me check the times. All right, from 8:30 in the evening till like 10:30 in the evening, right? So 10:30. She's like, yeah, but you know, he's 10, he's got to go to bed. He said, no, we're going ice skating. You know, you got to show up in every single area of your life. And one more quick advice I would give anybody at all that signs up for something, has the intent to go, and whatever resistance shows up, go anyway. Go. And why? Because whatever you resist is a sure sign that that's what you need to go and clear out of whatever it is you need to clear.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think resistance is a topic for another live stream. I'm writing it on a note. Kelsey, go deeper into your talk title is Fierce You, Lead with Confidence and Power. Talk more about resistance. Let's maybe go into that a bit. Why does resistance get in the way of participating?
Yeah, I think people have resistance to many things, and it's so like deeply personal to them. But what I've noticed is that if they have the courage and if they're ready and willing, and again, that's part of that participation, to move into the resistance, to be with the resistance, to not let the resistance actually stop them from participating, but really, do it anyway, inquire into what that resistance is, what it feels like, where it's coming from, and how to work with it to actually show up and be the confident people that they are. And part of that is that relationship between confidence and courage and moving with resistance.
It is. It is. I was playing with the mute button there, Melody, because I'm unmuting you and I'm muting you because it was giving feedback. The New Earth Paradigm, the Ascension to 5D. Go deeper into that talk, into that topic and timelines and showing up.
Yeah, this topic is actually near and dear to my heart because I've been, dissolving this fear of being seen. And, we're in this unity timeline, and it's about community is going to become really important. And for that to happen, you need to open your heart and be there and present and to have connection and to be able to, just be present with what is. I mean, I think that there's resistance because it's a fear of judgment, from others, but we don't do that anymore. In the new paradigm, we're living from the heart, we're having compassion for everyone. We're all just doing our best. We're showing up, and yeah, we're human. So we could, say something stupid or make mistakes. But that's the whole point of like just being human and being authentic. And there's nobody like you, and you want to share your vibe and connect with people. I mean, you're really limiting yourself when you're not opening yourself up to connect. And like, we just have this one life. Like what is there to lose? You got to go all out and get out there and be seen because, we're all just so unique. And it's also like connecting into the oneness. And and dissolving the illusion of separation. Like, we're all connected. We're all like the same. You are another me. I am another you. I think when you do show up and be vulnerable, people embrace that, and they can connect deeper with you, and you can really find, some good connections in your tribe going forward into this new era we're in. It's gonna take a community of people to navigate these times. So I'm grateful to be here. Thanks, Jennifer.
Well, every time you talk, Melody, I just keep leaning in because you have so much information about what it means to this timeline that we're stepping into. Because some people might not believe that the opportunity is there to step into prosperity consciousness. And that lack, I get this all the time. I got an email today. Oh, I don't have the money for this anymore. That was our topic yesterday. It was like, oh, interesting. That's a challenge to me now. I have to lean in and ask more questions. Adriana, tell us about your talk. Confidence is built together. Why community is the missing piece. Connect to what Melody was just saying about community.
I was just thinking of that when Melody is like, she's speaking my language. It's all about community. We've seen it over and over, like we think we come alone, but we don't. We think we come naked, but we actually don't come naked. We all come with baggages and transgenerational baggages. And then we get our identity is formed in a community. Whatever is a community of two people, which is your mother and your father, whatever is a community of multiple people, a family, or the people around you, you become a little bit of each person around you. And if you don't believe it, look in the mirror. You're gonna realize that you are a lot like your parents. You like it or not. But I really realized that the most important thing is the power of community and the power of sharing. That's when you build your confidence. That's when you're able to, you show up. Let's be honest, how many of you said when you promise you're going to do something for yourself, you actually didn't do it every single time? Most of us, we promise something, but we don't do it. But how many times you promised to someone else and you did it? I think that number is much higher on the second topic than the first one. We tend to show up in front of others than to us. Unfortunately, we hope that is going to change us as we change as humanity. But it's all about the power of community. When you allow yourself to be seen and seeing others, you're able to grow, because we learn by mirroring. We cannot see each other. We can only see each other by seeing the people around us and by seeing parts of us into each one of the people that we like or we don't like. Either though, both of those parts are in us. So it's all about community. It's important to come back to the essence of why we're here.
I love it. The mirror. And come into this summit, because this is what her talk's about, is this mirror and this community mirror that you're talking about. Brenda Lees, you're saying all the right things. So why isn't money responding? You're showing up.
You're showing up. No, I truly believe that showing up and taking action, they need to come hard together, right? And there's different ways of taking action. How we treat ourselves could be a way that we take action. How we speak to ourselves is a way of taking action. How we speak to others is a way of taking action. And when we use the words, when we use the words the best way that can serve us, and we recognize through awareness that this is the way that works for me, it goes a long way. Just because, let's say, Jennifer says something in a specific way for her doesn't mean that if I try to replicate Jennifer 100%, it's going to work exactly for me, right? So Jennifer might have her mantras, her affirmations, her things that work for her. And when I try to repeat them to myself, I might feel that it's not necessarily in alignment with me, or I might feel that it's not connected to me. So the trick is finding out a way to speak to yourself and to speak into existence that your body can actually accept it. Because if your body doesn't accept it, if your nervous system doesn't accept it, then you're going to create resistance. And if you create resistance, then you're blocking receiving. So we have to be mindful, and especially when we have so many people that are so multicultural, the way that Jennifer thinks is not the way that I think. The way I am Spanish. Spanish is my first language, and I switch words around. So what Jennifer might say for herself, when I try to do it for myself, it might have a completely different context. So know yourself, listen to your body, pay attention to the signs, and adjust what you're asking into existence, what you're saying into existence in a way that serves you the best.
I love it. I love it. Robin, your talk's called Soul Aligned Branding, Why Entrepreneurs Struggle and What to Do Instead. So how does, showing up and visibility block that soul-led entrepreneur?
I just want to copy and paste what everyone said, copy, paste, and apply it to brand building and marketing, because it really does come down to, I always say, knowing yourself, loving yourself, and trusting yourself enough to have that discernment and be clear on who you are at a soul core level, and then create your strategic and creative outputs from that place, rather than just looking left, looking right, seeing what other people are doing and following someone else's blueprint. So I think that there's a lot of discernment that needs to come in here, a lot of authenticity, and taking action and trying things out. And it's like, I always use the analogy of going shopping. Like, we need to try on different outfits to be like, actually, you know what? That looked great on someone else, but it's not really working for me. It's not my color. It's not my fit. So I'm going to try something else on and really find that signature true to me outfit that just feels so good and so confident. So I just love everything that you all have been saying. And it is so true for not just your overall personal development, but for your brand development too.
And it's true for when you sign up for things. Maybe that's why you don't show up, because it doesn't feel resonant with you and you back away and you're listening to your intuition. There's lots of reasons why. We can make reasons all the time. I could go deeper there. I'm not going to. Melissa, legacy leadership through publishing. How does showing up publicly through publishing shift you? Like, how do you participate through that?
Yeah, I think that when books really started to come into my world, it was at a time I was saying yes to a lot of things that actually disintegrated very quickly. Especially as entrepreneurs, there's so many things that we can invest our time and our money into. Oh my goodness. And I had to learn a lot of lessons about all of these flashy things, systems to do this and that and whatever. And so much of it is nonsense. And also putting myself out there in a lot of ways. I remember I made a post, my first time that I made a post that went viral, and I got 10,000 comments, 10,000 comments on it, however many views, who knows how many views it got. And I'm the only person still telling that story. Nobody else is telling that story. It comes and it goes. It made a difference for the people who engaged with it. It was a really meaningful thing at the time and whatever, but it comes and it goes. And so when I started thinking more long term, and those of us who are in these leadership roles, it's kind of coming back to why am I doing this? What's the difference that I really want to make? I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but have I contributed to a change in the collective, in the consciousness, in the conversations that are happening? And when I look back now, I'm a 7-time International and USA Today bestselling author, and it's all been through multi-author books. So all of those things I did with a group of at least 20 people each time. It's that's what I want to be a part of. That's what I want to show up for. So I guess it kind of goes back to what I was saying before too. It's what are you choosing into? What are you saying yes to? And, when we're first starting our businesses and things, maybe thinking long-term like that isn't the highest priority, because you're just thinking about where am I going to get the next client? But when you really start deepening in and you're I'm creating a movement here, I really want to see this change, not just for these 5 people I'm serving, but for the entire collective. Books are an incredible way to do that. And I think about because I showed up and I committed myself to writing these things. When I'm dead, my children's children will be reading these books and be like, look at this badass that was your grandma that said, you know, like, yes. And she showed up again and again for these things and helped other people do the same. So I'll just drop that in there.
Yeah, and you get teary about it because it means so much to you too. It's passionate about it. And you're leaving a legacy, and those are the people we're serving. We serve leaders. We serve entrepreneurs because we know you have passion. We know that you have a mission and you really want to make it happen. And so this guidance, this talking about showing up, about participating, is the next level. It's the next level. And I'm so curious of what Del's going to give us on his final round. I'm going to mute myself so I don't echo. Go for it, Del.
So yeah, so as it relates to my topic, which is about, you know, creating that $1 million business lifestyle that feels like $1 million, I think way too many entrepreneurs are just showing up in their businesses. They're just showing up and they're going through the motions, and they are creating and doing things that is somebody else's idea of prosperity. And they're not living their ultimate ideal lifestyle. And just like Robin said, I mean, your whole business, a brand is just an offshoot of that, right? There's a uniqueness to it. There's your own. And when you can start to participate in your business in a way that resonates with your lifestyle, everything changes. And prosperity, it's not something that you have to go after. It's actually something that finds you because you're in that zone at that point. So that's why I think it's so important to, you know, build a business that actually fits and funds your ideal lifestyle.
I'm with you there, Del, and I'm sorry I forgot to say your title, so I'm going to say it now. Del Lewis, Building $1 Million Lifestyle Aligned Business. Del Lewis is my business coach too, and he helps me build the $1 million lifestyle aligned business that I want to. Participating, showing up, going all out, doing what you love. And what really is passionate for you, like what comes from really that gut source that I have to do it. I wake up in the morning and I do it. When you start feeling like that, things really, the prosperity just shows up. The prosperity just shows up, and the people show up. The community shows up. I'm just so blessed about all of these speakers who have shown up to do this summit with me, because somebody told me the other night when I was hosting the kickoff event that I was just glowing, and they had to put sunglasses on, and it was my element. And I always knew it. And when you start hitting into that element, I liked that you said that, Del, the zone. When you're in the zone, you have unlimited energy. You have unlimited energy. And you keep your energy high because you do the rituals and the routines that feed your life force. You eat the food, you hang out with the right people, and you expand. So I'm inviting you still into the summit. Come into the summit, register, join the VIP, get extra support, get closer access to us, and get into deeper conversation with us so we can help you implement and participate. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much.